Hello everyone, welcome back. This is RandoGEEK. So we have an update regarding Dish Network. Dish Network, for some time now, has been pleading with the FCC to block T-Mobile from getting access to too much spectrum. And it's basically a direct hit at T-Mobile at this point, simply because T-Mobile is the carrier that is getting access to the majority of spectrum that is up for grabs. One situation, as we know, is the Auction 108 spectrum to 2.5 megahertz, which the FCC has basically been allowed to go ahead and give them access to. We know that whole situation where the FCC claimed that they had lost their licenses. They were not able to give T-Mobile access to that 2.5 gigahertz. We now have a signature from President Biden that says the deal is done, it's good to go. So shortly, T-Mobile should be receiving that nice chunk of spectrum that they so much crave and desire. Dish is not happy about this. So they met with some lawyers and they went to speak with some FCC representatives, and they're trying to plead with the FCC to not allow any more spectrum to T-Mobile. They're saying that by allowing T-Mobile to get more access, it drives away the availability to give new entrants a chance to compete. There was a statement made by Jeff Blum. I'll read this quickly to you. Two statements. Jeff says, if the FCC wants to promote wireless competition, then meaningful updates to its spectrum screening rules are necessary. He goes on to say, spectrum is the lifeblood of wireless service, and large incumbents are using their holdings to stifle new entrants and drive up prices. Now, valid point that if Dish's concern is that too much spectrum from one single carrier, which would allow them to become so large that there's no room for competition, would be a bad thing. I'm going to agree with Dish Network in that situation. That's not a good thing. Competition is good. We don't want a monopoly in the wireless area, right? We want multiple carriers to choose from. We don't want just one carrier. We don't want one car manufacturer or, one kind of soda to drink, right? We want options in life. So they're not completely wrong about that. Competition is good. It's good for everybody. It allows for jobs. It allows for equal balance of just life in general. Competition is good. It's motivating. Now, with that being said, T-Mobile rightfully won this spectrum because they were financially healthy to do so. They had the money, it was up for grabs, and they purchased it. If anything, T-Mobile got the shaft because when they purchased it, it's been on hold for almost 2 years. And now they're finally about to get their hands on it, and Dish comes out of nowhere once again trying to block the deal from going through. So it's not that I disagree with Dish on the fact that, too much spectrum is bad for competition. Perhaps. We have to look at the situation at hand. First off, it's important to let you guys know that Dish has been accused of purchasing spectrum in the past and just hoarding it and not utilizing it. So it's kind of a double standard here with Dish. They kind of need to watch what they say because they're only just kind of stepping in mud with some of these comments. But moving on from that, T-Mobile purchased the 2.5 gigahertz of spectrum for reasons. Apparently, they want to utilize the spectrum to build out their 5G home internet, and they want to get more access to rural communities. This will allow those communities that are not getting access to T-Mobile's network the chance to do so. There's a lot of businesses in these communities that want T-Mobile's network. There's first responders, there's schools, there's just regular everyday consumers with families that want access to T-Mobile's network. T-Mobile has been losing a lot of customers, or hasn't reached a lot of customers, so therefore there's a lot of business that they haven't gained because they can't get their service out to these locations. This will benefit them greatly. So the spectrum is not supposed to just sit there and rot. and then collect dust, and then eventually they sell it off for more money. Now, that would be bad. If T-Mobile purchases this spectrum and just lets it sit there and it doesn't get utilized to build out their network, then Dish has a valid point. But if they're going to utilize it to make their network bigger and stronger so that it benefits multiple users, then it's not such a bad thing. Remember, Dish Network wants to purchase the 800 megahertz from T-Mobile. They will do so when they're financially fit and able to purchase that spectrum. So what's the purpose of them getting that spectrum? So they can continue to build out their network and effectively make it stronger. So it's equally the same. Dish is also going after T-Mobile, trying to block the merger for Mint Mobile. Now, this I can kind of understand simply because T-Mobile has been allowed to merge with a number of companies already. So I can see where maybe the concern is that they're just getting a little too much access in this case. However, it still comes back to T-Mobile utilizing Mint's, consumer base and spectrum to build out their network. So for now, I guess we just gotta allow T-Mobile to do so, pending the FCC approves the merger, of course, with Mint, which I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. I'd be shocked if they put a stop to it. It could happen. I mean, when you have companies like Dish every day knocking on the FCC's door and trying to block it and putting things on their table to try to, intervene, it could happen. But if not, that would just allow T-Mobile's network to once again gain popularity, gain strength. T-Mobile right now, especially if the Mint deal goes through, it's good times for T-Mobile. Them getting access to the 2.5 gigahertz is going to be a very big and effective thing for them, allowing them to reach far more customers and build out a stronger network, which is something they need. T-Mobile's network hasn't advanced that much since the launch of 5G. So you can't blame them for trying to advance it. That's the whole purpose of it. This whole thing here is to build better quality networks. If they're just going to sit on it and allow it to just stay the same, then that's not competition. Competition is when you're continuously working and trying to advance yourself and make this situation around you better, right? And your business better, your quality of your business better. Dish knows this. If they didn't know this, they wouldn't be merging with EchoStar to raise money so they can continuously build out their network and effectively build a quality consumer base and all that good stuff as well. So I get it, Dish, but I don't get it at the same time. I think it's more of just like little bitterness there, and I don't think they really like to see T-Mobile succeed, and I think it's they have a little bit of anxiety there where they know that T-Mobile, especially once this 2.5 is on the way, and you get it, if the Mint merger goes through, T-Mobile's going to have a lot of leverage. So like I said, I kind of see the concern, but then at the same time, as a company, stepping into the wireless field, you knew it wasn't going to be easy. Just keep doing what you're doing, Dish. I mean, you're doing better. You brought native to many cities and states. Now it's up to the consumers to get on it, try it out, and we'll see where this all goes. This is Dish's chance to kind of prove themselves with their network, and that's it. You can't force T-Mobile's hands, and you can't knock them for trying to build a better, effective network. That's what it's all about. And for AT&T and Verizon, believe me, they'll be doing the same. As always, thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.